In this video, I'm going to demonstrate using two different trends to, first of all, interpolate the income for the sales revenue for the event cycling over a 5-year period. And second of all, to extrapolate or project the expenses for that same 5-year period. So as you can see in the spreadsheet here, I have in the sales revenue row, I have a figure for the year 1 revenue and a figure for the year 5 revenue. So when I am using a trend to interpolate, and inter of course meaning within, I need to start out with a figure and have an ending figure. So I'm going to go ahead and select this row here from B6 over to F6, and then I am going to go to the editing group on the Home tab and click the down arrow on the fill button. Now we've used the fill button before to copy, and we've used it to create a series, and we're just creating a different type of series now. So first of all, I want to make sure that rows is selected because I am creating a series in a row, and I'm going to start out with a linear trend. So linear is already selected by default. I'm going to make sure that trend is selected, and then I'm going to click OK. And I've already entered in some of the other formulas in the workbook, so that's why those numbers magically appeared. In a linear trend, the item that we're projecting grows by a set amount each year. So this is our projected income using a linear trend, and if we plotted that on a chart it would be a straight line. I'm going to go ahead and delete those numbers and demonstrate a growth trend. And with a growth trend, the numbers increase by a set percentage each year. So each year's increment is not the same. And in fact, the greatest growth usually occurs toward the end of the period. So again, I'm selecting the items from B6 through F6. I'm going to go back to the fill button and click on series, and this time I'm going to click growth, and again I need to click trend and then click OK. Okay, so those are two different ways of interpolating values. If you have a beginning and ending value, you can fill in the values in between by interpolating them with a growth trend or a linear trend. The next thing I want to do is to project the expenses for the next 5 years. So I've got starting amounts, and this time I'm going to use extrapolation to fill in these numbers. So I'm going outside of what I've got. So I'm going to go ahead and select B10 through F15, which is the range where I want the numbers filled in. And I'm going to go back to my fill button and select series again. And I want to make sure that it's filling a series in rows. And I'm going to use a growth trend, and I've got a step value that I need to enter. And the step value is just the percentage by which that number is going to grow each year. So I'm going to enter 1.15, and then I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And so there are the projected expenses for the next 5 years. That is interpolating and extrapolating using the fill button and linear and growth trends.